Hello friends, welcome to Argenleathers, a channel created to share knowledge about rawhide leather crafting. Today, continuing with the guide, we will learn how to make the braid of 10. It is a braid that I particularly like it a lot, and it is quite easy to do. It is very showy in the work and it stands out a lot. So let's get down to work. Well, the first thing we have to do is have our 10 cords. I'm going to use equine leather cords. In the case of wanting to do more work thick, you can use cords of cow skin or another animal that have more thickness. I'm going to make a bracelet, so I'm going to use these. Well, let's get started. The first thing we do is separate 5 cords for each side, 5 for the left and 5 for the right, in this way. Once we have the 5s for the left and 5 for the right, we will start to work on the right side with the last cord. This cord, what it does is go over 2, so, under 2. Now we go to the left side and we will do the opposite of what the cord did on the right side, that is, if on the right side we did over 2, under 2, here on the left side we will do under 2, over 2. And we will pass under 1 for the one that comes from the right side. Well, that's the beginning of our braid. Now, how do we continue? To realize what pass we have to do, we look at the last 2 cords on the right side, which point down, so that means we have to do under 2, over 2. In this way. The last 2 cords on the left side point up, so it tells us that we have to do over 2, under 2, over 1, which if we think about it is also the opposite of what we did on the right side. Now we go with the right side. On the right side, the cords point up, so we do over 2, under 2. We arrange them well so that it is neat and that each of the cords is located in its place. Well, we did over 2, under 2 on the right side. Now we go to the left side, the last 2 cords point down, then we do under 2, over 2. And we will pass under 1 for the one that comes from the right side. We accommodate all the cords. As I always tell you, it is important to take into account to accommodate all and each of the cords in their place, so we have perfect the braid. Well, we continue on the right side. We have the cords that point down, then we do under 2, over 2. On the left side we do the opposite, or we can look where our cords point. They point up, so it means that we do over 2, under 2, over 1, which is the one that comes from the right side. As you may have noticed, it is very simple. It is to always take into account what we did in the previous pass, or observe well where the cords that we have to braid point. Here the 2 point up. We go over 2, under 2. We accommodate, here on the left side the 2 cords point down, then it tells us that we have to do under 2, over 2, under 1, which is the one that comes from the right side. And that's basically the entire weave of the braid. It's pretty simple. You will notice that we can now begin to see the plot. Well, now if we look, on the right side we have the cords pointing down, then we do under 2, over 2. Now those on the left side point up, then we do over 2, under 2. You always have to be careful not to turn our cord so that it looks good. We can make a small break so that it is molded, so we do over 2, under 2, over 1, which is the one on the right side. As you can see, there the plot begins to form. It is always important to pull the last cord so that the previous pass is molded, mainly the cord of the edges, like this, so that the edge is well molded to the braid. We accommodate, and we continue braiding. You will have realized that it is very easy. You always start on the right side towards where our last 2 cords indicate. In this case, they point up, then it tells us what we have to do over 2. We can make a small cord break in this way so that the braid is better molded. So we do over 2, under 2. On the left side we are going to do what the cords indicate to us, where the cords point from the last pass, that is, down. Under 2, over 2, under 1. See? This is how our braid begins to form, which is very nice. We always pull the last cord, which is the edge, so that it is molded. As I said, I use this braid a lot to make braided belts since it looks very nice. I use cowskin cords and it looks very nice and flashy, a very good job. Well, I'm going to do it one last time so you can understand the logic, but I would believe that you will have understood it because it is easy. We always start working on the right side. The laces point downwards, so we do under 2, over 2. Like this. Now we go to the left side and we do the opposite of what we did on the right side, or we look at the last 2 cords to where they point. They point up, so we do over 2, under 2, and over 1, which is the one that comes from the right side. Okay? Now I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to advance the braid so you can see how the plot looks and how good and beautiful it looks. Okay friends, as you can see, I advanced the braid so that the plot is well observed. It is very nice. As you can see, the edges are raised and the center forms a spike. As you have already seen, it is a very easy and beautiful braid. Do not stop trying it, and well, the uses that you can give it, for example, in my case, I use it a lot to make reins because it looks very nice. I also use it when I make belts, but in this case, to make belts, I have to use cowhide cords so that it is thicker and give it a suitable width to make belts. You can make bracelets. Look how it looks very nice. It can also be used to make keychains and everything you can imagine. Surely you have many better ideas than me. So well, that's all for today. See you in the next video to learn how to make the braid of 11. I hope you like it. Subscribe and see you in the next video to continue learning about rawhide leather crafting. See you later.